And we are live, another episode of Brownish Live. You guys know my co-host, the hilarious, the talented, the beautiful Sasha Merci. How are you?
Well, thank you so much. I'm doing very well. I've been overwhelmed, but it's all good. How are you?
But it's a good overwhelm. You're working. I've been watching your IG stories. You're working. You're looking stylish.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
You got the glow, the hair.
I got that glow.
The wardrobe. I'm like, Sasha's working. Sasha's working.
That self-love. That self-love is on 1,000. Yeah, I have a great team around me right now, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. And how's everything going?
Everything's been going well because it's a mixture. It's like a talk show and a sketch show. So people are like, it's like The Real and SNL at the same time. So yeah, I've been writing the sketches. Me and Dee have been like really working together and just making this thing the most amazing thing ever,
Right.
Because I would just want to be, I'm so thankful that right now I have a job. And so I want to be able to make something that's so great that, makes people forget about their issues and their problems and, they get to tune in and, bring people together somehow.
And that starts airing in September, right? So people.
That's correct. Excited. So that's correct. So September and then November, De Lo Mío is gonna be on HBO. So yes.
Yeah, we gotta get
the momentum.
The producer, we're gonna get her on. We're already talking to her to get her on to talk about that. But all right, stop shining, girl.
No, I'm not the only one shining. You be shining too, so stop it. Stop acting like you don't be doing your thing.
Stop shining.
Yeah, you working on so many dope ass things right now. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm working on stuff, but I hate doing like I don't know if you like me. I hate doing the social media when people are like, "Yo, good news coming."
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna see it. And
yeah, because part of me too, like I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Like I always get nervous. Like, what if it doesn't air? Like, so I don't want to announce it till it's done. You know,
exactly.
And then it doesn't come. People like, yo, what happened to that good news?
Right, and it was very similar to when the movie got on HBO, and you were like, "You didn't tell me nothing, girl." I was like, "Yo, honestly, I couldn't even believe it," and I just found out like so randomly. Yeah. So I can't wait. We're doing so many good things. We're doing as even Latinos right now. We're doing great, and we're gonna celebrate a whole bunch of amazing people today. So I'm excited about that.
This is gonna be an exciting show. We've got so many dope people on the show. So this past week, the Imagen Award nominees came out. For those that don't know, 35th annual Imagen Awards, Thursday, September 24th, is going to be virtual. And what they do is they celebrate Latinos on screen, behind the camera, and we have a full show. We got all these people that got nominated, and I'm excited to bring them in. So let's not waste any time. Let's get them in here. First up, you know her from VIDA, right? She's been here before. Give it up for Rendon.
What's
up? Before we forget, number one movie this weekend, Chelsea Rendon's in it.
Tax Collector, baby. What's up? If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that film. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it with my kids this week at tonight. Is that cool?
Do not watch it with your kids.
No, okay.
No,
I'm checking.
Not for kids. The Tax Collector is written and directed by David Ayer. David Ayer grew up in South Central, so he's that white boy that feels brown. Like his ex-wife is Latina. You know what I mean? He's all about arroz y frijoles every day. So the character Shia LaBeouf plays, Creeper, is supposed to connect him to that, like that white boy that's a part of the family but not part of the family, sort of thing. But it has my boy Bobby Soto as the lead. And I'm so proud of him, and he kills it. And I'm like, I'm a big like mama bear, like big sister, being like, oh, good job, mijo. And it has just so much brown excellence, brown excellence. Lana Parrilla, George Lopez, Noemi Gonzalez, Cynthia Carmona, Cheyenne Ray Hernandez, the new evil person that you're gonna be scared of, but also gonna hate and love. Conejo kills it. It's just a big brown, beautiful people.
Well, let's keep moving.
I love it.
And it's number one. And it's number one. And it's number one.
It's number one.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful brown people. We also on the show we have she got nominated for Best Actress on a television show. Little America, streaming now on Apple TV. Jearnest Corchado.
Hello. Hey, thank you so much for having me on this show. And Chelsea, wow, congrats.
Girl, congrats to you. I want to be on Apple TV, ¿sabes qué? I'm going to make a call. Apple TV is what they pay well. So
that's good. That's good.
Then I really need to get on Apple TV. So
yeah,
I want to be like you when I grow up.
By the way, if you're gonna watch Little America, they don't want you. Have some tissues nearby. Have tissues.
Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna laugh. Pulls on your heartstrings.
Were you able to see it, Sasha? It's such a good show, and not just because I'm part of it, but I feel like every episode is so special, and I'm just really lucky to be a part of it. It's crazy. Thank you.
I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. It's about
I'm gonna subscribe.
All immigrants. Yeah.
Do the brownie face. Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and then unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Also,
do whatever you gotta do. Just watch it.
Also on the show, her show was nominated for Best Primetime Program Comedy. Netflix's Gentefied. Give it up for Lydia Yvette Chavez.
Hi, everybody.
Linda.
Good times. Look at everybody. Everyone's so beautiful. I love it.
Actually,
I'm so
Erik,
excited.
Linda was with me when we premiered Little America. We were together.
Yeah. We were
and
over at
look at her
Melina's
now.
house. Melina's my girl. We were all over there, like Little America, Gentefied Love, with my co-creator Marvin. It was good times. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, both shows made me cry.
Amazing,
Gentefied got me too.
That's
we all set out to do, make you laugh, make you cry.
Yo, JJ though, you're just like, I want to hug you. I want to hug you.
I really love how everybody went from like certain characters in the beginning being like, I don't know how I feel about them, and then they're having their moments where like, oh wait, hold on, protect Erik at all costs. That's right. So. Yeah.
All right, and last but not least on the show, he has a special on HBO called Weekend. It got nominated for Best Variety or Reality TV. Big ups to Jerry Garcia.
What's up, everybody? What's up, ladies? Having me. Pleasure to be here. Beautiful people, good-looking people, including Erik, the most beautiful people I know.
Can we take a moment and just celebrate what's happening on this screen? You guys are all just killing it. Latinos, we're representing. We're being appreciated for all the work you guys are all doing, and this is amazing. Like, I know we've got ways to go for representation on television, but like, look at this. This is beautiful. All different.
This is amazing.
Things.
Yeah, it goes to show that we're working and we're making strides. Like it's gonna happen. You know, right now I understand that there's a lack of representation, but there's so many people behind the scenes that are pushing forward. And maybe it's not gonna be this year; it's gonna be next year or the year after that. But there's so many of us, especially in America, that we need to stick together and we need to start making that content that is honest to us, without any other people trying to tell us what it is that we need to feel and not feel.
Yeah, it's better than last year, and that's good enough. You know, like every year.
As long as we just keep making steps in the right direction.
Keep building for sure.
And creating your own shows like Linda. You know, Linda is creating shows for us.
I was about to say we need to get some more people behind the camera. So I'm really excited for you, Sasha, and also Erik. I know you got some stuff going on. I've heard through the grapevine. So I think it's like, you know, we gotta build not only in front of, which are the beautiful people here who are in front of, but also behind. Like that's where we really need to we gotta exert our power.
I'm in the process of producing a rom-com that I'm gonna be starring in, so that I can play something different than the tough chick that looks a little edgy. I'm gonna just play a lady. ¿Sabes qué? I'm gonna play a lady.
I love that.
Play a lady.
I love that. I'm excited. It's so exciting because it's like, you know, growing up, you're forced to they tell you to assimilate. You have to be something that you're not. Oh, you have to speak like this. You have to speak like that. Get rid of your accent. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. And then you look as like you're trying to fit into this world, but then you look back and then you see everybody that is you. And when you're trying to assimilate, it's like you're telling these people that you're assimilating, like that you don't exist. Like a culture doesn't exist. And I was always like, bro, you're acting like you don't know where you can find Latin content when we're right here in front of your eyes, but you keep acting like we're not here. So I'm just so excited and happy to see like you guys just kicking ass. It's like, I'm excited. This is amazing.
So let me ask you guys, like, what was the first thought, or how did you get the news that you got the nomination? We'll start with Chelsea.
I got the email. I got the email notification that it went live. So I was just scrolling through it, and then it was like there, and I was like, oh wow. And then like my agent called me like 3 minutes later and was like, congratulations. And I was like, oh wow. Like I don't know, I really like, I was kind of more like, oh, that's cool. Like, and I was trying to make it all like, it's normal, it's cool. But then my best friend Noemi sent me flowers the next day, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I do want to celebrate. I do feel special. Like, yes. But yeah, so it was just I got the email notification, looked it up, and then my agent called, and then I got an email with all of my team and my publicists and stuff, and being like, yay. But it was my girl Noemi that made me really be like, So we're having a little get together, a COVID little get together this week.
All right. What about you, Jeanette?
That's awesome. So I'm in Puerto Rico, and I'm so sorry if you hear some background. I'm like, my dad is like constructing like a house next to me right now. So
of course.
So I'm in an RV, like super. Anyway, so I was like in Puerto Rico, and I've been doing some music on the side as like my kind of like my way of staying creative during this time. And I was like really pumped doing this song that I've been writing. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I'm so happy. And then out of nowhere, I received a text message from Melina, who's my mom in Little America, which she's like, now she's like my best friend, and Gustavo too. And she sends a message, like a group message for Aurora, porque Aurora Guerrero is also my director, and she got nominated for the Imagen Awards. So she congratulated us at the same time. So it was kind of like, wait, where did this come from? Because I did not expect it. I didn't even know that we were being considered or anything like that. So anyway, so reading that was kind of like, wait, what? Are you kidding me? I was really happy.
What about you, Linda? You got the best show, and then you some of your cast members also got nominated.
Yeah, JJ Soria and Carlos Santos both got nominated for Best Actor in a comedy series, so that was super exciting. I'm in a text message thread. I'm in a group with all these Latina creators and showrunners and like senior level writers. And they were, it's like a chisme comadre text thread, but there's like a bunch of folks on there. So immediately got like, hey, congrats to all the nominees. And I was like, nominees and Gentefied and VIDA, and like Tanya's on there, Gloria, a bunch of folks. And I was like, wait, what is this? And then I like looked it up, and I was like, oh shit. And I was with Marvin because we're actually out in Big Bear breaking season 2 right now. And I was like, yo, I think we got nominated for Imagen Awards. I was like, what? Where? And I was like, I don't know. And I looked it up, and we actually sent the news to our publicists before they hit us up. They were like, we're about to tell you guys. I was like, listen, I'm on the chisme comadre train over here. I get it right away. So that was really cool because a lot of the mujeres in that group are like a lot of them are nominated. Tanya, of course, got nominated for Best Director. Delina Rodriguez for Queen of the South. Ilana Peña for Diary of a Future President. Like all of these mujeres who are doing all these, Gloria for One Day at a Time. So it was really cool to go through the text message thread and like celebrating each other and just talking to each other. We're like, we're out here. We're gonna keep doing it and keep building. You know, like that's really what the group's about, you know, creating roles, creating shows, making the most out of everything.
I love that you and Chelsea at first didn't believe the news. Like, what is this? What?
No, I was kind of like, wait, what's going on? I don't pay attention to that stuff too much. I don't pay attention enough. Yeah. Like I'm usually like, you know, over here, like staring at the stars, being all spiritual and shit.
Right.
I feel you, girl.
What about you, Jerry? You got the half hour. You were one of the first half hours HBO started producing.
Yeah, well, I got the call from Edwin Licona, the producer of my special, and again, I live in Huntington Park, bro. I'm down the street. I'm in the hood. I'm out here arguing for parking spots and stuff with my neighbors, off my driveway, kind of thing. And I'm literally in that moment with my neighbor, like, hey, compa, tienes que mover la troca, güey. Ya son 3 días. And when I get the phone call from Edwin, like, hey, dog, you just got nominated for an Imagen. I go, dude, that sounds great. I don't know if you're just busting my, you know what, right now, but let me get back to you, dog, because I'm in the middle of something right now. Why I got back to him and then he explained what it is, dude. He explained who the nominees are, like Eugenio Derbez and Gordon Ramsay, and I'm like the Bella twins, and I'm like, bro, like I don't even know what the hell. I don't know how to take this right now, fool. But I'm just like, Imagen if I win. I'm like,
Imagen if I win.
He's been saving that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Imagen, no. So how did you guys celebrate? How did you guys celebrate? First thing you guys did when you guys were like, oh my God, this is real, Chelsea, or whoever wants to talk.
Working. I was going to say, I don't know that we actually celebrated yet. I think we need to. We've been working, so I think we just got back to like, okay, let's make this season even more badass. Like, let's work harder. So I think we need to do that with some champagne or something tonight.
I'm doing that on Wednesday. My mama can come over, like my little friends from my little pod that we've been like seeing each other. And so as weird as it sounds, I normally do like carne asadas, but I'm like, yo, I've been craving like chicken enchiladas. So I'm gonna make chicken enchiladas and then get pazookies from BJ's.
Yes, okay.
Linda, I'm not gonna lie, I'm upset because when you guys got the season 2 renewal, there was a grito, there was shots. Imagen Awards has been silent.
Oh, I know. For the same reason, like we're over here, like I said, on this little creative retreat, like we're just like locked down a little bit brain-wise. But you're right, we should be doing more. You know what? We went off social media for a few weeks because we were like, you know, I'm sure you guys have all done the cleanses. So we went through a bit of a cleanse, and we're like slowly kind of getting back into like all of it. But you're right, we should throw a party. We gotta do some shots. We gotta do the
live.
Every week, you and Marvin were going live doing chats, and then I remember the shots, and all of a sudden I'm like,
we went on a hiatus because we were gonna get going, but like once season 2 starts, like we're gonna be working for like the next year nonstop. So we were like, we need a mental break, even if it's for 2 weeks. So we went on hiatus, but we are back. We will do it. We'll do one soon. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
What about you, Jearnest? How did you celebrate?
I don't know. I had to basically explain that to my family because they don't understand what Imagen Awards is. You know, they're like, oh, cool. Like, they celebrate, but they don't really know what it is. So I'm like, well, you know, Imagen is kind of like the Golden Gloves, kind of like you know, how do you explain that to people that don't really follow the industry at all?
That's true.
So we're just celebrating by being with the family, and just like, for me, it's just, I'm taking this time to spend time with my family because I don't get to see them at all. So because of COVID-19, I think that I've taken these few months to actually enjoy this time and just get ready for what's coming. Hopefully there's something coming, you know, like I hope that we go back to work soon.
That's always tough trying to explain that's always tough trying to explain to your parents that they don't know the industry, like what you're up to. Because like I'll tell my mother stuff, and then I'll get phone calls from my cousin like, yo, what are you doing? Because your mom said she didn't, like, she was throwing words around, but I don't think she knows what you're doing. And I was like, oh, I told my mom it was gonna be a premio lo nuestro. So please don't.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be she's gonna be checking for you and premio lo nuestro.
Are you
Nah, but same thing. I'm over here trying to explain to my family as well, and they get excited and they're kind of realizing what it is. But then I tell them who I'm nominated with, and they're like, vas a perder.
Yo, your family sounds like my family. That's so funny. But what does this
I think it's virtual. I think it's virtual, Linda. So I think it's going to be something online, but it's normally not broadcast. It's just the.
So no, I think every year they've broadcasted on PBS and done something on. But this year it's going to be 100% virtual. So no excuse. You can put pants on. There's no reason people can't watch.
So are we supposed to?
I don't got pants on right now.
I know.
Like, do we dress up for it, or we don't? Like,
yes, you gotta dress up. I love dressing up for things because we.
No, that's the only thing I've been loving about COVID.
Over here.
I don't have to wear pants. I only wear bralettes. I only wear bras when I have to like do stuff like this. So like honestly, I might be like if everybody's dressed up, like I'll just show my face. I'll be like this. I'll be like, yay.
I dress up for no reason.
Chelsea saw that she's got a fans only account over there going on.
Wait, hold on. What is that? I don't know what that is. People keep talking about that.
All right, moving on.
What is it?
Moving
No,
on.
I don't know. People keep talking about that. Not me.
It's where it's donde las cochinadas pasan. You
Yeah.
know? It's para cochinadas. But it's OnlyFans, no? It's OnlyFans, not fans.
OnlyFans. No, that's how much I know. That's how much I know.
No, I don't know nothing. People are talking about this new Reels thing on Instagram, and I'm like, well, what does it do? It just looks like a video. Like
it's TikTok.
Yeah. It's TikTok on Instagram.
Low budget TikTok.
Yeah.
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 Sasha, you
TikTok light.
explain it to your mom. You say, well, it's
It's a video that's like the other videos, but this time instead of scrolling up, you're scrolling down. Like it's just a lot. It's too much right now. Everything is just like changing.
Yeah.
But I have a question.
What do the TikTok thing? Sorry, I couldn't even do the TikTok thing now.
I don't even
participate on this thing too. Like,
and these kids get paid. These kids get paid so much money for like views. It's like it's crazy, but I can't even.
The only thing I have Instagram for, I mean, the TikTok is that song like Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Like that, I love.
Yeah,
but ask your question.
But la cosa es que they take somebody's story or they take somebody's joke and then they do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like the originator of that joke is a lot funnier than what you're doing.
And that's the person who's getting paid. That's the person.
I know exactly.
They're doing my jokes, and I haven't seen not $1 from that. So I'm a little.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Why don't you sue them?
That's for another show.
Yeah. No, my question is like, what does this nomination mean to you guys? Or does it feel like, wow, this is like a stepping stone? Like I'm going the right direction. You know, like what does this mean to you guys?
It's just for me, it's just that people are taking notice to our work, to our hard work that we're doing. I know all of us have been grinding for a long time, at least myself. I've been doing comedy for a little over 10 years, but I mean, doing everything from dive bars to backyard parties to everything. And to come to this spotlight, man, it shows up all the hard work I've done, man. I mean, that's what it means to me, at least. It's just that the people are finally paying attention to the stand-up comedy that we bring, Latinos have, and it's just not chancla jokes, and it's just not tacos and bean jokes. It's real creative writing that we're doing and bringing in to a new audience, to everybody. And our job is to cross over and make sure that everybody's taking notice, not just our people.
That's true. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just honoring like all the hard work that all the hundreds of people who worked on this series put into it, like all the writers, the cast, the crew. Like it's been also for Marvin and I almost 5-year journey that we started developing Gentefied. It's going to be 5 years in November. We were talking about that the other day. So to have people honor that and see it is beautiful. And also, I think the Imagen Awards have come so far. I feel like back in the day, it was like there was only so many things to nominate from. So it was like, of course, everyone's going to get nominated. But now it's like so much that, you know, there are folks who are not. And you're kind of like, okay, this is like really competitive. Like that, it's a really big honor that like out of everybody. And also just such a spotlight on how far we've come and the amount of content that is being created and the amount of creators and cast. And it's a beautiful thing to see that just kind of be laid out in that way. So I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah. I agree with what you've both said. And I think for me was also that it was by our people too, you know, to be nominated by our people. I think that it's just more special for me because I think that in the mainstream media, we get sometimes ignored. Like, unfortunately, we did by the Emmys. I think that very little shows got nominated that were from Latino heritage. I don't know if you know, but I feel like a lot of people, like even Gentefied, that was a show that I loved. I binge watched that show. I cried till the end. It was such a great show. And when the Emmys came out and those shows were like just ignored, I think having them celebrated by Imagen Awards was kind of like, like it's just our people are here and we know what's good and we are celebrating our own. So I think that was a different type of feeling to be just appreciated by our community.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a mixture of stuff because going on this journey with VIDA and seeing like Jearnest was asking about like how did you don't even know if you were what is that word, like on the short list or whatever, or how that. But so like to know kind of the behind the scenes that like your networks have to submit you, and like, you know, you have to do the like for your consideration stuff. So it's a little weird to know how much more political it is. So it is a little bittersweet because I'm like, okay, like did my team have to like fight for this? Or you know what I mean? Like there's that I know that goes on behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, like I do feel honored because I'm like, okay, like damn, they think I'm worthy. You know what I mean? Like I feel that, and that feels love. But then especially talking about the Emmys and stuff, it's so political, even though it should just be about the talent. Like at the end of the day, it should be about talent. But they sorry. My nephew's FaceTiming me and I'm like, shut up. But you know, it should at the end of the day be about talent. But Hollywood is just like high school, where it's political and it's like the popular kids, and you know what I mean? Like, so like I'm very honored. But like the Emmy stuff, it's also annoying, but also like people kept hitting me up like, oh man, I was waiting for VIDA. And I was like, the sad thing is I wasn't expecting anything. Like because of what it is. Like we're not valued as like Latinx talent, you know what I mean? Like, and that sucks. But yeah, so I have like, but happy feelings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah. So because it's political, does it make you feel like you guys have to work harder? Like, yeah, I got this nomination, but now I really want to show people what I'm really about. Like, does that motivate you more?
Yeah, I think in general, just having the nomination is something that we can use. Like for Linda, when she's pitching her next show, this nominated show, or like this Imagen winning show, you know what I mean? And for us as actors and like talent, like we could use that. Oh, Imagen nominated talent, you know, it adds, I think, to us. And as sad as it adds to our worth, even though talent should be the one that just is like, yo, I'm talented right now, so like hire me.
Yeah, I wanna ask you guys this individual question because I want to know, and I want you all to answer it individually. What was your drive to get here? At least, what was your drive? I want to hear this.
To get to this.
To get to where you are right now in your career.
My drive is my fan. Oh, go ahead, Jearnest.
Oh, no, sorry. No, go ahead, Lena.
No, go.
At the same time.
No, Aslo, go ahead.
Both of you, both of you. Nah, just kidding.
Well, you know, I think for me was, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. So growing up, I've known that I wanted to be in Hollywood, even though I didn't even know what Hollywood was. But that was like, that meant I want to act, you know? So I remember growing up and telling people, even like older family members, I want to be an actress. And a lot of people wanted to instill their fears onto me and say, but why? No, you should be a lawyer. No, you should be a teacher. No, you should be something else. And I think every person that ever told me no, every person that laughed on my face or like se burlaban, or every person that wanted to bully me, that was really what fueled me to say, no, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. And so this day, I think even this nomination for me is kind of like, see? Like, I can do it regardless of what you guys say. And this is like, thank you for saying that I couldn't. Because thanks to you, I'm here, and I'm going to keep proving you wrong. And so I always,
It's always funny because Hollywood is the land of no's. Like, you have to hear 100 no's, 1,000 no's before you get that yes. And it's like, you know, we hear no all the time. So it's like we already got that thick skin coming in. Like, no, all right,
no, I got do it anyway.
Yeah.
Linda, what were you saying, Linda?
I think for me, like, it's just I think I'm first gen. My parents came from Mexico. I feel like you grow up with that kind of the romanticism of the American dream, of like chasing this dream that's so important and critical, and for me, like, being a filmmaker, being an artist, being a creator, like Jearnest said, that's not something that really happens in our communities. And like, to keep fighting for that dream for so long, it's been so long to get here. Like, it's a thing that like just has motivated me since I was very young, since, you know, seeing my parents like struggle the way they did for us to have a better life, for us to do more with our lives. And I kind of had the opposite journey as Jearnest, which is like, they were like, you're a writer, mija. And I was like, yeah, this is why we're broke. Like, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to go do these other things. Wow. But then I went to college and I was always a writer since I was little. So when I went to college and discovered, activism there, and like, playwrights like Shuri Moraga and August Wilson and things like that, and realize what art could do for our communities, how it can heal, how it can transform, our pain into like these beautiful things. I was like, no, this is what I want to do, but like, how can I do it and not be broke forever? Because we were poor growing up, so I was like, I won't do that for forever. So that's really what motivated me to this point, and also seeing our people as three-dimensional beings. Like, I didn't grow up with the stereotypes that I see on TV and film. I watch that and I go home like, these are not the same people. Like, I want to see the people that I grew up with, and that's what pushed me to this point, to like really show the complexities of our community. And we're flawed, we're not perfect, but we're also beautiful, and we also have our joys. And I think that's what both for Marvin and I and everyone who worked on this project wanted to show in Gentefied. So
love it. Jerry?
Oh man, for me, with this movie, for me, I don't know, man. What drove me here is my passion for stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy. I've been a student of the game. I want to be considered one of the greats. I want to be up there with the greats of the greats. I want to be with the George Lopez, the Gabriel Iglesias, the Felipe Esparzas, the Erik Riveras of the world. I want to be with those guys. And I literally, if I can even pass them, that's a goal of mine. My drive is to be considered one of the best stand-up comedian of all time. And being nominated for an award like this, it just shows that the hard work is paying off and I'm heading in the right direction. I love comedy. I love making people laugh. And I talk about real stuff, real S that I'm going through with my kids, with my baby's mamas, with my life, with my hood, with all that. And I keep it as real as possible. But at the same time, I want to be able to cross over and make all the people in Nebraska laugh in their trailer parks and everywhere across the country. It doesn't matter where you're from. The point is, funny is funny no matter where you go, and that's the goal that I have in everything. That's my drive. Like, that's my drive.
Jerry, real quick, if you win, are you gonna take the award with you on the road and put it up on stage?
Pretty much everywhere I go. That would be my opener. It'll just sit there for 10 minutes with music playing, and then I'll come on stage. Yes.
Oh my God, Chelsea, what's your drive?
For me, I was born to do this. I say, like, literally, I came out the womb ready to perform. Like, I started acting at 6 years old. I had been a crazy, like, performing kid my entire life. So for me, it's just like, I don't see anything else. Like, there's no possibility. There's no, like, plan B, or there's nothing. Like, this is who I am. This is what I was meant to do. This is what I was meant to be. So there's that drive. And then also the drive to provide for my mom, for my niece, and like make my mom proud, because my mom was driving me to 3 auditions a day, like picking me up from school early, eating in the car. I would take a nap. She would wake me up before my audition. Then I'd be working on my homework in between one audition to the next. Like, and so my biggest drive is my mom. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like really proud to, you want to be like recognized, you know what I mean? Like, for all the work and all the effort and all the like sleepless nights, for all the times you didn't hang out with your friends and stuff. And this is part of that. And like, for me, it's funny, but like they say it takes like 15 years for an overnight success. So like on the 15-year mark, I'm like, okay, is it my time yet? Like, is it my time yet? Like, what's going on? Okay, 20 years. Okay, 20 years. No, this is my time. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, so with VIDA, it's really helped me and to get to a different part of my career that I'm super honored to be at. And then again, it's just extending it to the next people. And like, you get a door open to you. And Linda, Tanya says this all the time. You have an opening, so you reach behind and you grab the next person, behind you. And so for me, like, that's the drive of like, I don't want the next generation of actors and specifically Latinas that are trying to do this to have as many problems and struggles as I have. I want it to be easier for them. So like, let's do this, let's hustle, let's create. And, again, as actors, we got to get behind the scenes and we got to produce, we got to direct, and we have to help open doors for more people. So the drive of like gente in general, and my mom, and then just me.
Yeah.
Yo,
you made me cry with that.
Yeah, that's so touching. No,
it's the mom part,
Yeah, it's real.
My mom was so excited with the Imagen. She's like, oh my god, and then I'm like, yay! Like, mom's like, oh man,
yeah. I mean, for people that are watching this interview right now, this podcast, and for those who don't understand the drive to be where we all are right now. Has there ever been a moment where you doubted yourself and was like, maybe I'm delusional, maybe this isn't for me? Like, have you ever had a moment where you doubted yourself? Because I know I've had. No?
Yes, I have.
I've had my moments where I'm like, you know what, and I pray a lot. So I was like, I every 6 months probably, I'm like, God, if this is for me, like, show me something. If not, I'm gonna do music or something else. Like, if this is for me, and then I'm like, just kind of like getting distracted on doing something else, and then boom, something happens that brings me back to acting, or it kind of just tells me, yeah, no, that you're in the right path. So I think it's normal. I mean, for me, I think it's normal to sometimes doubt yourself, no matter how confident you are. Like, it's that's life. But I always tell my people, it's like, it's not really about the awards. It's about the journey. It's about the process. That's really where you grow. That's really like when you get an award, it's like, it's a beautiful recognition, but really what fulfills you more as an artist is everything that you've done to get there. And I think that's really what, like, I know how many times I've cried for that. And I think that's really what matters at the end of the day.
And I think it's really important. Like, everybody does have doubt in general in life. Like, me personally, as my career, and if I doubted if I should be doing this, that I've never had that thought in my life. I knew this is what I was going to do. But I also know, and I've talked to a lot of people that have had that. And like, I talked to them. But also, again, I started at 6 years old, so I know nothing else.
You already knew.
My experience
is
different than a lot of people that decided at 18, oh, let me try this, or you know what I mean? Yeah. So my experience, but I do want to just say, like, it's very common, but I'm just weird, and my mom spoiled the fuck out of me, so I never doubted myself.
That's good. That's fucking good. I guess for me, as a stand-up comedian, my doubt is what makes me relatable as a comedian. I'll be like, oh my God, this is so funny. For that moment that I doubted myself, I write it, and then people be like, oh my God, that's me too, you know? So I guess like it fuels what I'm already doing, but it's a lot for like Jearnest was saying, it's like, dude, it brings you right back to where you were supposed to be. It's like, okay, I was doubting myself, but here I am.
I was gonna say, like, right before, about 6 months before Gentefied, I left the industry because I had been hustling for so long and been trying to make Latinx content for so long, and kept getting doors closed, kept feeling like nobody out here wants to hear this shit. I wanted to tell these types of stories forever. Like, since the minute I knew that I could tell stories about my community. And you know, it wasn't these times where people are exoticizing us and fetishizing us and are like, hey, let's make a Latinx content. Everybody open the doors.
Everyone's like,
oh yeah, it wasn't like that. It was a lot of people being like, so what the fuck is at the man? You know, like things like that, where you're just like trying to explain to people the comedy behind your cultura. And so I left. I remember just like giving up at some point. And about 6 months after that, I got into this lab through Film Independent, and I got back to a feature that I really loved. And soon after that, that feature connected me to Marvin. And Gentefied, basically, like, it was the first time someone was like paying. And it was Macro, and I will forever be indebted to Macro and Charles King and Adia Williams there, because they invested in our stories and said, hey, we're going to give you a little chunk of change. It wasn't like $1 billion, but it was like a little, I was like, someone's paying to tell our stories? Hell yeah. Like, I came into it with Marvin, and it was really just like a prayer that I kind of put into the universe after like leaving and being like, if this is supposed to be for me, and to the universe and to my grandmother, my mama Fina, who the character is named after. And I was like, if you want me to be out here doing this, then y'all need to do it, because I'm tired. Like, it's been a long journey.
Oh my God.
And then Gentefied came, and here we are, like this many years later. That dedication, once I got that one thing that was like, here, go run. I was like, let me take the baton and I'm gonna run, and I didn't stop. So, and I think now we're in the midst of like this huge renaissance with all kinds of POC content, and I've never been happier to be in this moment, you know. And I held on for it. Which is what I would say to the people who are in doubt, who are struggling. Like, you know, like Chelsea said, what you're supposed to do. I never doubted that this is what I was supposed to do. But there's going to be moments where you're going to feel like, I'm too tired, and that's okay. That's normal. It's like,
when you're tired, I think
we're already tired enough from systemic oppression. Like, there's just a whole other layer. Like you know, like, so I get that. So I really, exactly what you're saying, Sasha.
Yeah,
I love that you mentioned before you had this. You're on a text message thread. You know, you and other people. I feel like that definitely helps. Like, that's where Brownish was created from. Like, I noticed that there was no Latin stand-up comedy scene. Like none of the major clubs had a Latin night. When I first moved here, there was Refried Fridays at the Improv. There was Caliente Mondays at the Laugh Factory. Every place had their own thing. And then in the last 5 years, it hasn't been. And I feel like you get all these no's in the industry. And sometimes if you don't have a community, you feel like you're alone and you're getting these no's.
Right.
You start doubting yourself. Like if I'm going to be 100% transparent to you guys, Edwin Licona, who produced Jerry's half hour, he produced my half hour. If he hadn't reached out, so I had a year in my career where I was like, you know what? By December, if nothing happens, I'm out.
Really?
I'm out. I'm done.
Wow.
Like I'm hearing the no's, and people can say, oh, but that's everybody hears the no's. Yeah, but also you look at the lack of representation across the board. We're hearing no more than anybody else.
We're not even getting in the room to get the no in the first place.
Yeah, before you get the real no. Like, now we're good. So I hit a point where I was just like, if nothing happens by December, I'm out. I'm done. Because also there was no community, so I'm feeling like it's just me. I'm the only one getting piled on. I'm getting the no's. I'm getting shit on. It's over. And I get this phone call in September. Hey, we want to shoot something with you in November. Like last minute. It's like this is the 13th November. You're shooting this thing, and then things started happening for me. But we all went through those doubts of like, I can't take it no more. You get tired mentally, physically. You're just like, I can't. How much longer can I do this?
Yeah, I think
you're crazy. What are you doing?
I think, and then the mujeres that are in this group, like, I mean, that's a big part of what we're doing, because so many of us are in positions of power, is being able to create access on the other side. Right. Because we shouldn't have to beg people to open doors for us. Like, let us open the doors. Like, let's create our own rooms. Let's create our own spaces. Let's force these fools to open these doors. If I need to be on the other side, like pushing, shoving this white exec out of the way so someone can come through, then fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, and I think that like strategizing around that and building that power and that access for those of us who already have a little bit of an in, I think is so important. So important for community, not only across actors, but across executives, across creators, across actors, across writers, like all of us together, forming this new Hollywood for ourselves.
Yeah. And the fact that we all each individually represent millions of different types of Latinos, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is why it's so important that we all are in this room, because we are so multicultural and we speak Spanish. And it's like, sometimes in the, white Hollywood, they always want to exclude you and put you in this box. And it's like, dude, this is way bigger than what you think this is. Like, they just think that we're all one type of Latino, but it's like, we're all different. We're white, we're black, we're indigenous, we're this, we're that. And I'm so grateful that I'm seeing that more now than ever.
Absolutely.
I'm happy.
Now, let me ask you guys, what's next? That's always a big question. After you complete something, like, we'll start with Jerry. Jerry, you got the half hour. What's next? Hour special?
Yeah.
Going?
Well, as soon as we get this vaccine going, bro, get back on the road. I had a whole tour right now. I had a whole tour in 2020, dog. I had a lot of goals and dreams in 2020, and being a full-time dad was not one of them. And so, I gotta reset the buttons here, guys.
Oh my God. Oh man.
And basically, I had a whole tour in 2020 that's gone, so I gotta basically push all that back to 2021 and go from there, bro. And I'm working on my new hour, bro. I want my own 1 hour special on Netflix or HBO or wherever, and wherever I want a 1 hour special, man. That's what I want.
You're gonna get it.
That's right.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you.
What about you, Jearnest? What's next for you?
So I just got told that our show Sneakerheads is going to come out on Netflix, and it's happening this September 25th. So that's that. I'm really excited and nervous because I don't know how people are going to receive it. I don't know, Linda, maybe you felt like that when you're like before a show, you have no idea. So I'm really nervous and excited.
It's scary.
And that's that for now. And making some music on the side. Let's see where that road takes me as well.
Real quick, we didn't get to talk Little America. This is like the first time you and I have actually really met. In the show, you play an undocumented teenager that learns how to play squash. Are you still playing squash now that the show is done?
Oh my God. You know what, Eric? I wish I loved it. I became obsessed with playing squash. Like I became obsessed. But it's a type of sport that rich people play. Or like there's like little like there's like no squash court near me anywhere that I go. So I have to go to New York, or maybe when I go back to LA, I can do it.
Okay.
What?
I said there's no squash clubs in Puerto Rico?
No, I don't know. I need to check. I'll try it. But honestly, it's one of the things that I want to definitely do when coronavirus leaves. I would love that.
Linda, you're Big Bear. You're breaking season 2. What's next for?
Yeah.
And then anything you could tell us what's next season 2?
Well, I will say for me, I got a couple of features that have been kind of cooking for a minute. So over at Searchlight and one with anonymous content. So with 2 really exciting directors attached, and I'm really excited for those to hopefully go through once the COVID of it all is okay. So I'm excited for those to be announced because I'm coming for those Oscars. And then on the series side, obviously season 2 of Gentefied, we're breaking. Everyone, basically what Marvin and I want is for these characters to like make you laugh and make you cry. We want to put them through hell, and also, oh my God, and also make them just like, process a lot. For us, the show is very much about identity and about unpacking a lot of the shit that so many of us experience with our specific, even though we all come from different backgrounds. Being first gen, being LatinX, like there's so many similarities in the shit that we go through with our parents, with our families, like that type of identity stuff is the stuff that we love to dig into. So, we're excited about that. And we're excited to answer the question of what happens to Pop and see where that goes. And I think that's a storyline that I think is going to be worthy of some awards. So we're excited about that. And and I think, other series, there's always been like things developing, other features that Marvin and I are working on. And we're really out here trying to take advantage of every opportunity and build and use the door that's open to us and this power to create, como dijo Chelsea, to open the door and be like, come on, everybody's going to be a superstar in this movie and in this series because everybody here is a star. So like, let's do it. Let's build.
I love it. And I better see some gritos and shots for this Imagen Award.
I know. I might have to tell Marvin, and he's out here like, let's go kayaking because we're in Big Bear.
Chelsea, what
next?
Yo, there's a lot actually going on right now. Tax Collector just hit #1 movie in America. And the fans are loving it. Raza is loving it, so I'm really proud of that. And then I also have another indie that I did actually. We shot it in 2015 called Murder in the Woods. That's a slasher. So like if you're into those like campy slasher, like rawr, like sound. So that's actually going to drive-ins this weekend. It stars myself. Danny Trejo's also in it. Catherine Toribio, who played young Zoe on Jane the Virgin. Jose Julian from Better Life and the Society. And there's Soledad. Yelena, who's a writer of it, and she also is acting in it. The director is Luis Iga. So we shot this in 2015 before it was cool to try to be brown in Hollywood. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that again, it's taking almost 6 years for it to come out, but it's coming out. So that's in drive-ins next week, and then on video on demand in September 18th, if I'm not mistaken. And I also have this really beautiful project that I actually filmed at home during COVID. That it was a play, like that the New York Times is a part of. That they wrote a book, Finish the Fight, that voices a lot of the women of color that helped with the 19th Amendment and the women's suffrage movement. So this play turned virtual play sort of thing is about 5 women of color that were really important to the movement. So my character is Jovita Aidar. If you haven't looked her up, she's such a badass, and I'm very honored and humbled and very just like it's very humbling to be able to voice her and to talk about what she went through. So that is actually going to be available on YouTube and like through New York Times on August 18th, which is like the anniversary of the 19th Amendment. So that it'll make you, oh God, like when I read it with the cast for the first time, like on Zoom, like I cried. Like it's powerful and it sucks. And it sucks how similar life is now to then with the injustice and the discrimination and all that. So I'm very proud of that. So that's Finish the Fight, August 18th, Tax Collector out now, Murder in the Woods coming next week and then next month. And then I'm in the process of producing a rom-com. So I'm like trying to get things done. Me and my best friend Noemi also just literally over the weekend, I was emailing her this idea and she's like, yo, let's do it. And so now we're also talking about trying to create a pitch for a show together.
Yeah.
Good. That's great. That's great.
Open your doors. We have to open our own doors.
Open doors. That's true.
I love it. And
knock them down.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you guys for coming on. I love that we keep, creating this platform, spotlighting you guys, creating the community. And not only am I, I'm happy to know you guys, but I'm in awe of you. You guys are all out there. You're all killing it. You're all representing. And I can't say enough about everyone right here in these boxes.
Aww.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing me.
I want to say I'm a big fan of Linda, the Gentefied show. I got 13 and 12-year-old, and they're they're the ones that put me on that show. I was a little hesitant about watching it, and but my 13-year-old was like, Dad, you got to watch this. You got to check this out. Then I have a lot of friends who are on the show as well, and so I'm rooting for them and rooting for the show itself. I think it's a great. I really enjoyed season 1. Looking for season 2. I saw VIDA. Well, you're my favorite chola. I saw VIDA.
I'm not a chola. I'm an activist. There's no gangs. There's no nothing. I'm not rocking nobody. I'm an activist. And that's the thing within the Latino community. We got to check ourselves because we keep the stereotypes going because you're labeling an activist a chola. Sorry, I get very passionate because I get like, no,
Jerry, watch out. Watch out.
Hey, I got a little hood in me too. You don't want to come at me, right, bro? Chelsea, in real life might hurt you, but Mari is an activist.
Nah, I enjoyed VIDA for real. I was dating a girl who turned me on to that show, and she's like, yo, you got to watch this. And she turned me on. We broke up, and I still kept watching the show. It was that good. I checked out Little America, but I really got to check that out. I don't have Apple TV.
Watch it. I hope you like it. Let me know if you like it, please.
Sure. They all killed it. Jearnest, Gustavo, Aurora, Melina, like that episode. Fucking Aurora with those shots. It's powerful. It's good.
Yeah,
it really is.
Watch
it. She really is. That director. I just hope that Aurora Guerrero keeps being recognized for her work because she's
By the way, she directed 2 episodes of Gentefied as well. So
no way.
She had directed 7 and 8. So Beatrice's episode and Brown Love. So yeah, Aurora's been out here. She's amazing.
That's so great, man.
Female director. She's a beast. She's awesome. She's amazing.
So everybody watching, make sure you guys would catch the 35th annual Imagen Awards Thursday, September 24th. I don't have the link yet, but if you check out their website, I'm sure once they have the virtual link, you guys can tune in and check it out. And then we'll sign off with everybody. Just telling everybody where they can find you. We'll start with Linda. Where can people find you?
Yeah, at Lydia Yvette Chavez on Instagram and Lydia Yvette on Twitter.
She's nominated for Best Primetime Program Comedy. Netflix's Gentefied. Jearnest, where can people find you?
At Jearnest Corchado, and on Instagram and Twitter, it's Jearnest Corchado.
All right, make sure Best Actress in TV, Apple's TV's Little America. I'm rooting for you.
Yes.
Chelsea.
It's just my name, at Chelsea Rendon on Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook I keep private, so that's why I keep denying all y'all people that I don't know. But yeah, Instagram and Twitter at Chelsea Rendon. Check it out.
All right. And Jerry?
Yes, sir. Jerry Garcia Comedy on Instagram or Comedian Jerry G on Twitter. Just Jerry Garcia should pop up. And looking forward to it. Follow me, Doc.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow everybody here. Share their stuff. Go watch all the shows. They're all streaming now. And Sasha?
Guys, you can find me on Instagram at Sasha Merci and on Twitter. And if you want to see the first 3 episodes, first 4 episodes of Like, Share, Dímelo, you can watch it on YouTube. Or you can also wait on a TV near you on September. We're going to start airing the show in September on TV, baby.
You can follow me on everything at Erik Rivera Comedy, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook, and I also have a half hour after you watch Jerry's. It's Not My Weekend. You can go see mine. It's on HBO Max. Sign up and then cancel it. Don't pay. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. I love you all, and I'm rooting for you guys to win the Imagen Awards because I want to see you all just carrying them around Hollywood, going to your meetings and putting them on the desk like so.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much, Sasha, and it's a pleasure to meet you and talk to you all.
Ditto.
I
can't wait to see all you guys in a room so I can hug you.
Real life.
Yes. I can't wait. I'm negative too. I checked. I'm COVID-19 negative. So
I checked already twice, baby, twice.
That's right.
We are here every Monday, 12 p.m.